Okay, Lily, I think the floor is yours.
So last year, I came in and talked to you about December 21st, supposedly the end of the world. This year, I would like to talk to you about NASA. As you know, my name is Lily, and I would like to start my presentation. And you might want to know why I'm doing this project on NASA. I'm supposedly an astronomer right now, and I love astronomy. It's been my favorite subject since kindergarten, and NASA is really fun to learn about if you like what they do. NASA, some facts are that NASA stands for, it's an acronym for National Aeronautics Space Administration. And it's the U.S. space program, which is basically what National Aeronautics Space Administration means. So, and an interesting fact is there are the space program for the USA, and it was created in 1958 to support a shuttle flight. It wasn't the year before, I messed up on it, but it was in a couple years because the president at the time wanted a space program. And I would like to do some history of NASA, and I sort of made an activity for the audience. So if I call your name, then come up and pick the number of the the number 1 of the rocket, and please read it aloud because I'd like to introduce some of the history of NASA. So, Carver. So at this time, President Eisenhower was the president at the time when NASA was made. He found a science advisor and used that to create NASA. In 1957. Russell? Yep.
President sends bill and the president signs it.
So the President Eisenhower, still president, sending a Congress bill. It sent a Congress bill to the Senate. The Senate had a lot. The Senate and the House had a ton of debate on this topic, and lots and lots of debate, and it took a couple months for it to come through, but they finally agreed that there should be a space program, and President Eisenhower signed the bill. And Kayla?
Kayla, could you face us and say that so we can hear you?
A team is put together and NASA begins.
So in August 1958, a team is put together to create NASA, and they have to put together a budget, some workers, and they have to create an owner for the business. Then NASA finally begins. journey to the moon. Okay. Shayla.
Shay, face us, please.
Wait, what? Oh. Apollo 11 launched. Neil Armstrong was
And Buzz Aldrin.
Aldrin.
Okay. So in 1969, the Apollo 2 is launched on July 20th, 1969. Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong and a couple other people are sent on this flight, but mostly the most known people to go on this flight are Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong. Neil Armstrong, while he was on the moon, said, "One step for man and one giant leap for mankind." So, and to me, that kind of means that that once it took one step on the moon, and it made a giant leap for mankind in space technology. Okay. Adara?
Hubble Space Telescope launch.
On April 4th, 1990, the Hubble Space Telescope was launched, and it might be up there, and they say it might be up there until 2018. Connor?
First Mars rover launched.
So in 1996, on December 4th, the first Mars rover was launched. I know there was a name for it, and I learned it sometime, but I don't remember it now. So and if I find out, then I'd probably tell anyone who would ask. So, and the moon represents present day, which is 2013. And I read somewhere that a space shuttle was launched on a satellite was launched January 30th, 2013. So, it wasn't too long ago when that happened. NASA's owner right now is Charles F. Bolden, and he has flown, before he was made the owner of NASA, he flew into space 4 times. And about some satellites, some information I found about satellites. Satellites carry cameras and sensors to bring information back to Earth. And satellites are launched off by rockets, but they aren't the rockets themselves. And satellites use gravity to orbit around the Earth. And antennas on the satellites, and those are the things that send the information to Earth. Dish Network and DirecTV are powered off of satellites, and their source is either solar power, which are like on the giant wings that you usually see on them, or batteries. In conclusion, NASA has lost its moon program. and I don't know why. I think it's because there's a couple accidents going to the moon, and they wanted to close that, and they didn't want to harm anyone, so they shut that down, and is now exploring more things in the universe, and is trying to get out of the solar system. NASA is known throughout the USA, basically kind of making them famous. Lots of people know about NASA, but some people don't. And I guess that's my presentation. Questions? Russell?
What does NASA stand for again?
It stands for National Aeronautics Space Administration. Bruce?
Do you know when the first space shuttle of NASA was launched?
Yes, it was July 20th, 1969. Walter?
Do you know in which president's term NASA was shut down or
It hasn't been shut down yet.
stopped its trips to the moon?
No. Shay?
That's like the NASA building located.
Its headquarters are located in Washington, D.C. Lane?
How many people have been launched up to the moon?
I'm not sure. I think 13. Mrs. Rush?
Do you want to work for NASA someday?
It's kind of like my dream someday, maybe to own it. Mr. Mack?
Did you find out anything about what NASA's going to do in the future in space exploration? Doing research?
Not exactly.
Anybody else?
Zion?
Have they got out of the solar system yet?
No. They've gotten close though.
What's the owner's name?
Charles F. Bolden. Ben?
I'm wondering, why it says to the moon, but on the says October 4th, 1996, that one was to Mars.
Well, I kind of messed up on putting this in, so it didn't mean to, but all these things helped us get to the moon and enhance space, enhance the information we know about the universe. Walter?
Roughly around every 5 years, how many probes are sent out?
I'm not sure. Russell?
If you have the choice, would you go on a spaceship or not?
No. Sean?
How many spaceships have been flown into space?
I'm not sure exactly, but I know there's been a lot.
Let's do one more question.
Lexi?
Well, I was wondering, I heard that the moon, on one day on the moon is like 27 Earth days. Is that true?
I don't think so, but I'm not completely sure.
Nice job, Lily.
Thank you.